Hey guys, hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony and this is my channel, Black Mom Abroad. And this channel, I speak about my journey with transparency so that you'll know what it's really like to get up, move yourself and possibly your children to a whole another country. I'm also a progress coach. Now, what does that mean? Sometimes in the Black community, especially with Black women, we have a difficulty looking at small steps as actual progress that leads us to a bigger goal. And so many times we are dismissive of those small steps. And I am here to dispel that and help you to take your small steps, line them up so that you can accomplish that larger goal that you are trying to accomplish. Sometimes we only see when we have finished our master's, finished our doctorate, sold 5 houses, but we never really take the time to celebrate the small steps. And if you got my ebook, you'll realize that I am all for small steps. Small steps matter. Without the small steps, there would not be any big steps, okay? But now, since that's done, had to get that in, right? Y'all, I have a story for you. I got a story for you. Let me back up because I'm probably all close. I got a story for you. Now, you may see from the title of this video, Racism in Mexico. You may probably know what this video was going to be about, and you are correct. Now, this is one of the most frequent questions that I typically get. Is that racism? Is that racism? Is that racism? And before like a week ago, I would have been like, I'm sure there is, because as an African American woman, I'm not oblivious to the fact that we deal with racism from different countries, different races, different nationalities. Okay, I understand that. But for me, from my experience, it had never happened to me. Honey, okay? So I don't know who needs to hear this, but whoever needs to hear this. All right, hear this. So, y'all know by now that I live in Shalom, right? But what you may not know is that I live next to a very large, I don't have another word, so I'm going to use this word. I feel like I got a boogie in my nose, y'all. I hope I don't. You know how you feel like you gotta, anyway. I live right next to like a large complex, and I will show y'all, I'm gonna show it to you after the video, like when the video is about to end, because if I show it to you now, child, I ain't gonna get my video to focus again. It took me 15 minutes just to get the daggone video to focus, so I'm gonna show you afterwards. But I live next to a man who bought a lot of property, a large piece of land to build his compound on, because that's what it looks like. It looks like a large compound, right? I live next to him. He is Canadian. How do I know that? Because he made it a point to tell me that he is Canadian, right? So, you know, part of me moving to Mexico was me trying to get the time to do things that I wanted to do for myself, like, you know, eat right, exercise, go for a walk, you know, things that help me cope, right, with all the stresses of in the world. So typically, I come out on my balcony and I turn my music on and I get my workout in. Now, y'all, I ain't working out for an hour, not outside, right? So it's a 20-minute workout where I have music on, right? This was a Friday morning, I would say around 11. So I'm going to use morning loosely, 11 a.m. I'm out here, girl. I'm out here doing my workouts, trying to be consistent, right? Trying to be consistent. I'm not going to say I'm trying to unbig my back, because ladies, we need to stop saying that. That's not nice. I don't like it. No, stop saying that. Stop saying that. You're not no gorilla. You're not no animal trying to unbig your bag. No, 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 no. I don't like that saying. But anyway, see, I get lost in the sauce sometimes. I was out here trying to do my workout, right? Trying to get my body in shape. Not 5 minutes into my workout, y'all, okay? Not 5 minutes into my workout, I hear a voice. Hello? Hello? And I'm thinking like, what in the world? But one thing my mama taught me how to do real good is to ignore. I know how to ignore something terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ignoring it because why are you trying to get my attention over the music? Yelling. Like, what type of crap is that? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just continue. So I continue getting in my workout, honey, getting it in, sweating bullets. You understand what I'm saying? Here he go again. Hello? 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 Like consistent, constant, incessant. Keep yelling, yelling, yelling. I ignored him. But now I know that I'm like, this thing is really trying to get my attention. Why? From his voice, from the tone of his voice, I already knew it was some bull. I already knew it was some bull. So that's why I was like, I'm not about to answer you. I'm not about to answer you. This is some bull. Okay, so I go, and I'm playing gospel music, trying to get my spirituality in because I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, not religious. But I'm trying to get my spirituality in, feel at one, whatever the case may be, right? It's probably irking his nerves, child. It was irking his nerves. You ever feel somebody's nerves being irked, even though they all the way across yonder? That's exactly how it was. So he comes over. So I proceed to continue to ignore him. So he comes over and knocks on the door. And I'm not talking about knock. I'm not talking about like no friendly knock. Like knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. It wasn't no friendly knock. It was, I'm a police the hell out of you. It was, I'm going to invade your privacy. It was, I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. It was, I'm going to make you feel unsafe because I'm a man and you are a woman with 2 children, and we both know that because he's seen me before. He's seen me before. I walk. I don't have no car, and I'm not behind a compound. I'm not behind a gate. So you see me out in the community all the time. Why are you bothering me? Why? Why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering me? Why is you bothering me? So he is banging on the door. It sounds like he's kicking the door down. He's like, boom, 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 like banging. At this point, my children are getting scared. And I'm like, oh, hold up. Then that's when Mama Bear come in. Okay? Now, if you ever met Tony, she a nice girl. You know what I'm saying? She'll converse, you know what I'm saying? We laugh. I'll make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? I'm goofy. I'm real chill. But Mama Bear, honey, you mess with my children, you don't want to meet her, okay? And he met Mama Bear. So I have a window in my bedroom that you can see outside and who's there. Because I'm like, if I go down there, I'm going to cuss this man out. I'm just being honest. If I go down these steps, I'm going to cuss him out. So I just went to the window. Quiet as a cat, but didn't matter because I cussed him out at the window. Because this is what this man said to me. Can you please turn that music down? I'm trying to work. I needed to make calls to Canada. I'm trying to work. And I said, sir, if you don't leave me alone, I don't bother nobody. I said, are you going to go down to your neighbor house to tell them to turn the music down? Mind you, This is Mexico. And if you know anything about Mexico, you know that it's loud. And you know they don't care what time it is. They don't play their music. Honey, we are in a community. It is literally a club. Gotta be less than a mile because you can hear them, you can hear when they change sets. You can hear the next act coming up on stage. It be bands all over the place. It was a mariachi band in the back of my house playing for 4 hours in the middle of the day just because they wanted to. And you come to me with my gospel music and tell me to turn it down because I am interrupting you? Now, some may say, well, why do you think that that's racist? Why did that make... If you one of them people that says, oh, that don't mean that it's racist, please, please, please. It was literally Mexican music playing all around. Are you knocking on those doors to find out who's playing music? No, you are not. You're not. And let me tell you something, y'all. This wasn't on no boom box. It was on one of those small wireless speakers. It can't get but so loud. It can't get but so loud. I think that it was the gospel music, and I think that it was the fact that I'm here and that I invaded his airway. He didn't like it at all. He didn't like it. I told him, he was like, well, what do you want me to do? I don't know. Speak to Jesus about it. I don't know. Hallelujah. I don't know. But don't be knocking on my door. And I told him, I was like, the privilege, because y'all, when I show y'all this freaking compound that he has, I can't even walk up to his front door. I can't invade his privacy like that because he has 20 feet walls around this entire compound. And he has a gate that is electric gate that only he opens, and then there is a almost like a ring light on the outside of the gate, so he sees you but you can't see him. You can't come into his space. You can't come and knock on his door. So what in the world would give you the idea that you should be able to invade my space, invade my privacy, incite fear into my children because I'm playing music in the middle of the day? 11 a.m., y'all. Not no 6 a.m., mind you. This man probably has about, I don't know, 6 or 7 workers, 6 or 7 Mexican natives who work for him. They be out here 6, 7 a.m. banging, knocking, sawing, doing all sorts of things. Not to mention he got about 4 roosters, okay, that be roosting. Y'all be hearing them, which is fine. I don't mind none of that. I don't complain because I'm in Mexico. I'm a guest. But he does not think that he is a guest. He feels like because he purchased property and put 20-foot walls around that property, an electric gate and an electric fence and a camera, that he should have some say-so over what sounds are produced in the air. Sir, get out of my face. Get out of my face. No. Who are you? Who are you? Absolutely not. We are both guests here. Not just me. You as well. And guys, that's not the only time that I felt like he overstepped his boundaries. So I am the only woman that lives in this apartment. There's a man with his 2 children right underneath me, and there's another studio apartment in the back who also houses a man, right? So one day, I don't know if it's the way that they put their trash in the trash can. I don't know, but I think a dog got into it and the trash was scattered all over the place. Now, I happened to be outside on my terrace, okay, when I heard the conversation of him and his son, his man-child, because that's exactly what he is. I heard the conversation, and he was like, they got that trash all over the place. I knocked on that door. Yet again, he knocked on my door, and I heard him, and I ignored him. He knocked on my door to try to figure out why is the trash all around. See, I didn't know from where my bedroom is, like you can see part of right in front of the house where you can see somebody at the door, but you cannot see, like, I can't see the parking spots in front of the house. There's no direct view, which is one thing I do not like about this house. Like, I like to see people coming, and I cannot see people coming, which I do not like. So I did not know that there was trash there. But eventually I would have went out there and saw it and got it up. But he couldn't wait for that. He knocked on my door. And I ignored him, but when he came back, I heard him say, they got all that nasty trash all over the place. I don't know why they don't pick it up. First of all, sir, if you don't get out of my face, first of all, there's trash to the left, there's trash to the right. There's trash like Mexico has trash. And I am not a trashy person, so absolutely I picked it up. As soon as I realized it was there, of course I picked it up. But why are you bothering me? Why? For me, it's the audacity. It's the audacity to come over and to ask me to turn my music down because you're trying to make a business call to Canada. Y'all, this house he has got to be at least 3,200 square feet. So you want to tell me, and I'm only on one side of your house. You mean to tell me you can't go on the other side? You're in Mexico. Those are some of the inconveniences of being in Mexico, is that you can't control. Typically, you know, people play their music when they play their music. It's not like being in the United States where you can call the authorities, which he was mad about, y'all, and say, this person is making a lot of noise. That's where they live. They can make as much noise as they want to. And mind you, it was for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Child, I was so upset. And I honestly do not feel comfortable here because he has too much access to where I live. Way too much access. Like, he came back over, knocked on the door, and I ignored him. After I told him to get the hell off my damn stoop, okay, and leave me alone and pray to Jesus because I don't got anything for you, okay? He came back over, knocked on my door, and I ignored him. Because I am really the only one that's home during the day. The guys that I live with underneath me, they have 9 to 5, so I'm the only one that's home during the day. So I'm the one who opens the door, and he knows that as well. He knows that, because one thing for sure and two things for certain, okay? When you're dealing with somebody who feels entitled, they always keep up with your whereabouts. They always, absolutely. They know what time you leave, they know what time you come home. They know what time you eat, they know what time you go to sleep. They know what time you turn on your lights, and they know what time you turn them off. Because they feel entitled, and they are policing you because they're trying to control you. And I'm not here for it. I am not here for it. So he came over again. I ignored it. He came over another time, and I looked out the window and I said, yeah, what do you want? I just want to apologize because sir, save your apology, okay? Now, some of y'all may say, well, the guy did apologize. It's not about the apology. It's not about that. It's about you don't even realize your privilege to keep coming on my step and knocking on my door when you're not wanted. I can't go over there and knock on your and knock on your door. I can't. You have the option whether or not you want to open the gate for me. And you think you're going to open the gate for me to come and complain about anything? No. You don't even know that you are using your privilege. And then you're going to come back over here using your privilege to try to apologize. I don't need your apology. You know what you could do for me? Stop coming to my house. Stop scaring my children with your police-like knocks. What gives you the idea? What gives you the right that you think you can come and knock on my door like a policeman? So hard, so scary, so loud that you scare my children? What gives you the right to do that? And I'm going to tell you, his privilege that he knows he has, his privilege that he uses every single day as a Canadian living in Mexico. So this may ruffle a few feathers. I don't know what to tell you. It is my experience. It is what I have to live with. And I will not be here for long because I am not going to allow you to police me. I'm not going to allow you to harass me because you want the world to yourself. You are a guest in Mexico the same way I am a guest in Mexico. So I would say, as a rule of thumb, like, Mexicans are not, like, I have never experienced racism from a Mexican, ever. Because we as a culture have a lot of similarities. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of similarities there. I'm not saying we're the same. I'm not saying we dealt with the same. I'm not saying any of that, because here come all the pro-black people, which really is funny because a lot of pro-black people actually have ideas that are deeply rooted in white supremacy. They don't know it, but they do. But Mexicans and black people and African Americans, minorities, we have a lot in common. And so a lot of Mexicans I have not experienced any Mexicans that were racist or rude or nasty towards me. It's always been either Caucasians from United States of America or Canadians from Canada. They don't know how to shut their privilege off. How can they? They've been living with it all their life. That's all they know. And so they bring that same nasty attitude and belief system right with them when this is not even your country. This is not your country. And I'm well aware that this is not my country, which is why I'm not trying to use my privilege. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge where there is privilege. So that's the video. Racism in Mexico exists, and it exists because there are other foreigners who believe that they own Mexico and that they can do and say and occupy any space that they want. And I'm not the person. I'm not the one. Because I'm telling you about yourself, honey. Because you're not about to make me feel uncomfortable in a place where we're both guests. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. You are a guest, and so am I. And so we are on the same playing. We are on the same playing field, my love. So anytime you try to come to me and talk to me about what I shoulda, coulda, I'm gonna remind you. Where you from? You native here? I didn't think so. You got residency just like I do. I don't care if you are living in a massive compound. That don't give you no more right than me living in my 2-bedroom apartment that I am renting from a Mexican native. If anything, I am putting money back into the community. But I'm not going to go there because that's a large discussion. That's a lot. But that was my experience with racism here in Mexico. Just being treated nasty by my neighbor, with all the nasty remarks and comments that I hear.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Until next time,
Mama.
my girl's about to come and bust it up. Please don't touch that. Don't do
I
that.
don't touch it.
Okay. Don't.
Mom, these are stuck.
You're still trying to touch. Don't.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to say hi to you.
Okay.
Surprise.
Well, you can say hi with your face, not hi with your hand. Just say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Alrighty. All right, y'all.
I'm trying to open it.
Please, let's see. I'll help you in a second. Please like and share this video and leave me a comment. Let me know. You know, I'm not always right. I'm not. I understand that. So let me know
Video, Mommy.
what I could do better, how I could have handled that situation better, what you may would have done. Just let me know in the comments. But until then, I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna say bye. Let me say